Good evening, everyone, and what a beautiful evening it is. This is the Board of Trustees regular meeting. The date is April 14th, 2015. The time is 7:31 p.m. This is meeting 2015-08. Clerk Quinlan, please take the roll.
President Barry?
Here.
Trustee Carberry?
Here.
Trustee Vorder?
Here.
Trustee Strite? Here. Trustee Quinlan?
Here.
Trustee Alenichik?
Here.
Trustee Desmond?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Would everyone rise, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So 3 on tonight's agenda are public comments, and we have 2 commenters. First, Sandy DeGangi. You have 3 minutes. If you could come to the podium, please, and state your name and if you're an Oak Lawn resident. And this is regarding the sale of Big Papa's.
Hello, good evening, everybody. My name is Sandra DeGangi, current owner of Big Papa's Gyros in Oak Lawn. I've come here to say, as many of you already know, that I've become ill, and I will be selling Big Papa's Gyros. My 3 children have begged me to please stop working 125 hours a week to spend time, and after 6 years straight, I think it's time for me to step down. I want to say thank you for everybody's support. I live in Oak Lawn. I'm not leaving Oak Lawn. The love Oak Lawn has showed me has really, really inspired me. I have 3 VFW halls that already came to me offering free of charge the room for me to continue to feed the needy for Christmas. God willing, I will be taking them up on it. Meanwhile, a gentleman by Anthony Donati is interested in purchasing Big Papa's. If I could just ask, please, if you could show him the love and support you have showed me, because this is a true community. Thank you.
Thank you. Sandy, we appreciate all you've done for Oak Lawn, and we wish you the best in your recovery. Thank you. Thank you. We have one more commenter, Mr. Mike Surf, regarding the Blue Ribbon Walk. Mike, if you could come to the podium and state your name, please, and then let us know if you live in Oak Lawn or not.
Yes, my name's Mike Surf, and I do live in Oak Lawn. And the Blue Ribbon Walk, I thought it'd be a good idea. Someone shared it to me in a suburb, and talking about the lot of negative that the police been getting on the media and that. So I thought, that I would pick up and go ahead, and I thought it'd be a good idea that we support them. And the walk would take place at the Lakeshore Park, and we'd kind of walk a mile in their shoes and give them support.
That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that's on tonight's agenda, I believe, item 22. So
Okay, thank you.
thank you. Very good. That's it for public comments tonight. Item 4 tonight is conflict of interest disclosure. Anyone on the board have any conflicts to disclose with any item on tonight's agenda? Okay, hearing none, we're going to move on to proclamations. I have several to read. Bear with me. I think we have 4 pages of reading, so indeed. So the first proclamation, National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. This is April 12th through the 18th, whereas emergencies can occur anytime that require police, fire, or emergency medical services, and whereas when an emergency occurs, the prompt response of police officers, firefighters, and paramedics is critical to the protection of life and preservation of property. And whereas the safety of our police officers and firefighters is dependent upon the quality and accuracy of information obtained from citizens who telephone the Oak Lawn Dispatch Center, and whereas public safety dispatchers are the single vital link for our police officers and firefighters by monitoring their activities by radio, providing them with information, and ensuring their safety. And whereas public safety dispatchers of Oak Lawn Central have contributed to the apprehension of criminals, suppression of fires, and treatment of patients. And whereas each dispatcher has exhibited compassion, understanding, and professionalism during the performance of their job in the past year. Now therefore, I, Dr. Sandra Berry, Village President of the Village of Oak Lawn, do hereby proclaim April 12th through the 18th as National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week in Oak Lawn in honor of those men and women whose diligence and professionalism keep our village and citizens safe. So congratulations to them. We also have a proclamation. This is a day of congenital diaphragmatic hernia awareness. This is April 19th, 2015. Whereas 1 in every 2,500 pregnancies are diagnosed with a congenital diaphragmatic hernia, also known as CHD, and whereas since 2000, it's estimated that over 500,000 babies have been born with CDH. However, only 50% of those babies survived. And whereas CDH is as common as spina bifida and cystic fibrosis, however, very few people know about it, are aware of it. And whereas 1,600 babies are born with CDH every year in the United States, and whereas there are many people living in Cook County who have been diagnosed with and have survived their CDH, although many families in Cook County have endured the horrible pain and grief associated with the loss of loved ones with CDH. And whereas those with CDH often endure multiple surgeries and possible medical complications, gastric and intestinal problems, developmental delays, and may require respiratory and medical support for years. And whereas raising the awareness of this congenital defect will help bring about acceptance and support for those suffering with it, and will help advocate for urgently needed medical research and advances. Now therefore, I, Dr. Sandra Berry, President of the Village of Oak Lawn, along with the Board of Trustees, proclaim April 19th, 2015 as a day of congenital diaphragmatic hernia awareness in the Village of Oak Lawn. Oh, do you want to come up and say hello? Please come to the podium, and we're happy to support and proud. So who is this here?
This is Preston.
Hi, Preston. Could you speak into the mic so we?
He's a thriving 4-year-old boy. He was born with CDH at South Suburban Hospital. He was transferred here to Christ, the NICU, and the wonderful doctors and nurses. I just can't thank you enough. He's a really, truly, he's a miracle. Right? So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You would never know he endured anything. Congratulations. Very nice to meet him. We have an Arbor Day proclamation. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska, whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas trees reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products, and whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of the business areas, and beautify our community, whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal, excuse me, and whereas Oak Lawn has been recognized as a Tree City USA by the National Arbor Day Foundation and desires to continue its tree planting ways. Now therefore, I, Dr. Sandra Berry, Village President of the Village of Oak Lawn, do hereby proclaim Friday, April 24th, 2015 as Arbor Day in the Village of Oak Lawn, and I urge all citizens to support the efforts to protect our trees, woodlands, and support our village's urban forestry program. And further, I urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the hearts and promote well-being of the present and future generations. So congratulations, Arbor Day. And Larry, do you know how many years now we're a Tree City?
Gosh, several decades.
Quite a while. For the pop quiz there, Larry. I have one more, last one. Anyone here for autism awareness? I know the young lady who requested this was trying to make it, but had a work commitment, so. 2015 World Autism Day Awareness and Autism Awareness Month. Whereas autism, the fastest growing developmental disability in the United States, affects more than 3 million people and remains an urgent public health crisis, demanding a national response. And whereas autism is a result of a neurologic disorder that affects brain function, it can affect anyone regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, or socioeconomic background. And whereas symptoms and characteristics of autism may present themselves in a variety of combinations that can result in a significant lifelong impairment of an individual's ability to learn, develop healthy interactive behaviors, and understand both verbal and nonverbal communication. And whereas, as the great multifaceted efforts to address autism continues, doctors, therapists, and educators continue to help persons with autism overcome or adjust to challenges by providing early, accurate diagnosis and the resulting appropriate education, intervention, and therapy that are vital to the future growth and development. And whereas involved families, dedicated physicians, practitioners, and professionals remain committed to ensuring that persons living with autism have access to lifelong care and services needed to pursue the full measure of personal happiness and achieve their greatest potential. Now, therefore, I, Dr. Sandra Berry, Village President of the Village of Oak Lawn, do hereby proclaim April Autism Awareness Month in the Village of Oak Lawn and call upon its residents to support the efforts of the Autism Society of America Foundation to help further the education and research into the causes, treatments, and eventual preventive cures of autism. So, Autism Awareness Month, I'm going to sign it right now. There you go. And that's the last of those. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Each is important to so many residents, so I appreciate it. Okay, item 6, a request to approve the St. Nicholas Annual Carnival to be held June 29th through the 21st, 2015, at 10301 South Colmar Avenue. Is anyone here from St. Nicholas tonight? Okay, I'd like a motion, please, to approve item 6.
Motion. So moved.
Properly moved by Trustee Carberry, and second, was it you?
Second.
Okay, Trustee Strite. Any discussion? Let's take the vote, please.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Item 7 tonight is a request to approve a 5K run walk for Ridgeland School District 122 to be held on Sunday, May 31st, 2015. Anyone here from the school district? Okay, very good. May I have want to come up to the podium? No? Okay. All right. Very good. May I have a motion, please, on item 7?
Motion to approve.
Properly moved by Trustee Vorder and seconded by Trustee Carberry. Any discussion? Best wishes. Oh, we got to take the vote, sorry.
All
Take
in
the vote.
favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Hope it's a great, successful event and helps all the kids. Thank you so much. Okay, Trustee Vorder.
Yeah, Madam President, I would like to make a motion to move number 22 on our schedule up to the
Okay.
next. That's a request to approve the
Okay.
Blue Ribbon Walk.
Sure. Item 22. Oh, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Properly moved by Trustee Vorder, seconded by Trustee Oliniechek. Any discussion? Please take the vote.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Strite?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you so much. Item 22 on tonight's
you.
agenda.
To approve it.
Pardon? I know I have.
Just tell them, like,
Yeah. Okay, item 22 on the agenda is a request to approve a Blue Ribbon Walk event on Saturday, May 30th in the Oak Lawn Lake area. May I have a motion, please, on item 22?
Motion to approve.
Properly moved by
Second.
Trustee Vorder, seconded by Trustee Oliniechek. Any discussion?
Madam President, I'd like to thank Mike. Mike was a young man on my block when I first became a policeman, and obviously, Mike, you were a good little kid back in those days, and you still appreciate good police work. Thanks for doing this for the police department.
Are you talking about the Mike Surf that grew up in Grandview?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Oh, no. Okay, very good. Let's take the vote.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Border?
Yes.
Trustee Strike?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
And Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Congratulations, and thanks for coming out tonight. Okay, so we're back to item 8. This is approval of meeting minutes. Approval of the regular meeting minutes, 2015-07, dated March 24th, 2015. May I have a motion on item 7, please?
Motion approved.
Properly moved by trustee Carberry,
Second.
seconded by trustee Quinlan. Any discussion? Let's take that vote, please.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Border?
Yes.
Trustee Strike?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. We're on item 9 tonight, new business by village trustees. I'm going to start in District 6 today. Trustee Carberry, what's new?
Thank you, Mayor. No report tonight.
No report? Trustee Quinlan.
A couple items, thank you. First one, in case people are not aware, the leaf and lawn waste program has started. So if you're like me, I've been out there cleaning up. So you can put out your plastic bag or the paper bags. Second of all, I did want to bring this to the board's attention. I don't know if anybody else got this call, but last week at 1 in the morning, my cell phone rang. And it was the emergency communication letting us know about the storm event, which I had gotten calls previous. And I don't know about you guys, but I have, a couple kids in college, and I have, my parents are older. So when you get a call at 1 in the morning, your heart is in your throat. And I would think, unless there's tornado, where we need to be in the basement or something, I don't know why it went off that early. And that was the first time I've ever gotten one. And I just would like to see if we can I don't know if we need to determine that as a board. Do we know, Blair?
I believe Police Chief Murray would like to be recognized. Trustee, thank you.
Whenever the radio room gets a notice from the National Weather Service, they send it out. So it's triggered by the notification from the National Weather Service, and those come through our Leeds terminal. So whenever those come through, we're sending out the.
Is there any way to bypass that, or?
Well, I don't know if you'd want to bypass.
It's an emergent.
We had already
Official
knew
alert.
that a storm was coming. It was the same information that I had gotten earlier, and like I said, it scared the heck out of me. And when you get a call like that, and like I said, it's a great service that we have. I'm just saying that can we just kind of send those types of messages for the big emergencies where we're letting people know you
Carol,
need to get in the basement.
I'm sure they didn't do it out of just
No,
spite.
I'm
or-
not saying that,
and,
Mayor.
And
I'm
I
just
fully
saying that-
support our police's decision to notify us whenever they feel we're in imminent danger.
Well,
and
I understand your position, but I think this board needs to decide on that. That's what I'm asking.
I
that
think
we-
leave
maybe
public
we need
safety to
set
our
a
public
policy
safety
on that.
officials. Yeah.
Well,
I think it could have easily turned into a very bad situation, and then you'd be up here saying, we want to be notified. I think let our public safety officials, anyone have comments on this?
I do, Mayor. Yes, I'd be happy to comment.
Trustee,
I
Trustee
didn't hear-
Strite?
Yes, I didn't hear what day Trustee Quinlan suggested that call came in, but there was no threat at 1 in the morning, to be sure, on any day. So she's absolutely correct. There was a threat on Thursday at about 9:30. It was a very serious threat, so I think that would be a very appropriate call. But by 1 in the morning, there was no threat anywhere. So that, I think she's correct, that can easily be determined whether or not the National Weather Service is issuing, some kind of a, whatever it is, a notification. It could be determined if it applies to us, and it didn't. So that, I didn't get that call myself,
you
but
know,
I wouldn't have liked it either.
what's kind of weird too is that it came to my cell phone, not my house phone. And my cell phone and my house phone are to be notified.
Mayor, if I could, just
Certainly, Larry.
comment on it. I heard 3 phones go off in my house at 1 a.m. The choice was very simple. I could have put it on silent. I chose to leave it active, knowing what the situation was, what we were hearing. And, you know, I understand your concern, Trustee Quinlan, but I think everybody can make that choice. If someone has chosen to use the Everbridge alert system, they're responding, as the chief said, to the alerts we get from the weather room. It did go off. I remember going to bed that night, and I had sent a note to all the board. Quite frankly, there was, through the day, Commander Clark was giving us updates, and it was a serious storm system that did take life. Fortunately, it didn't take life in our immediate area. It's a call I think we all make as individuals, to be warned, and then you have an option to put it on
Well,
silent.
no, you don't, because like I said, I've got kids that are away at school, and I also have older parents. And like I said, normally that it only rings if there's a problem at that time.
Be
you
more,
know.
be more than happy to discuss it with the management team tomorrow morning. I understand your concern. We'll go over it, and I can give everybody an update
Like I said, if there
Friday.
hadn't been warnings earlier about the weather, that would have been completely different, and we were all very well aware, because there were numerous calls that day. So I just think it was overkill. I'd
Be more than
appreciate
happy
that.
to discuss it with the management team tomorrow.
Thank you. The third item that I just wanted to talk about is I want to publicly congratulate a lifelong resident of Oak Lawn, Margaret Hayes, for her new position as the principal at St. Linus. I've known her since I was young. We went to grade school together, actually. I think she's going to be a huge asset to Linus. I know that she has done a lot of volunteer work. She's also volunteered here at the Village of Oak Lawn as a position as a committee person on our special events. So I wish her the best in her new role. And lastly, I just want to congratulate our newly reelected trustees, Bob Strite and Tim Desmond, and also congratulate Bud Stucker, who will be replacing me here in District 5.
Okay, Trustee Vorder, you've been raising your hand. I figured you were next. I'm gonna let,
Yeah, I appreciate that.
try to
Mary.
be businesslike.
Yeah, I
and-
just wanted to comment on the storm alert. About a year ago, we partnership with Walgreens for these emergency radio devices. I bought one. I think it was like $35, and I placed it in my bedroom. And I was awoken at 1 o'clock in the morning. And believe me, when that thing goes off, it wakes you up. Okay, and I appreciated that, because you know what? If I'm in bed and the tornado's barreling down, at least I had some notice. I have to admit, I rolled over and went back to sleep. I probably would have been blown away, but I do appreciate the notice. And you know what? When you talk about when and when not to do those type of calls, Chief, I understand that if you do it and there isn't a tornado, you get this kind of criticism. But if you don't do it and there is a tornado, you're going to get real criticism. I trust the judgment of you in the radio room on those calls. That's all I have to say, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. I completely agree. I am no expert in weather systems, and I appreciate the notification. It did wake me up. I was alarmed, but I was glad it was a false alarm for us. So, District 3.
Well, I expect that we'll get into the issue of policy decisions in the near future. So, and I would expect that we will, and I'm looking forward to that. I think it's very appropriate for Trustee Quinlan to raise the issue of who makes policy decisions here and who should make them, and it should be the board. So, but like I say, I expect that we'll be dealing with that probably after Bud is seated and the new board is in place. So, because it is National Telecommunicators Week, I would like to take this opportunity, this time, to thank the telecommunicators, including the 20 dispatchers who were fired 2 days before Thanksgiving in 2013 by the Village of Oak Lawn. It's an important job, and we have had a number of issues. The week before the election, I had the experience of calling the non-emergency number myself and being transferred to dispatch. When I was asked for my address, I gave it, and the dispatcher asked, "What town is that in?" I told her Oak Lawn. She asked me to spell the name of my street. And when I spelled the name of my street, the dispatcher replied, "That street is not in our system." Unfortunately, it was not a medical emergency. In light of the issues that we have experienced, I have a suggestion. This past week, I had a conversation with an Oak Lawn police officer who has been with the department for over a decade. He told me that he has been watching my effort to expose the problems with our newly outsourced 911 dispatch center. He had a very simple suggestion. He said if police officers and firefighters were allowed to respond to an anonymous survey, the problems associated with our dispatch service would be identified without bias or potential retribution. I thought that was an outstanding suggestion, and I hope that that will be considered by this administration. I have no further business this evening.
Thank
Mayor.
you. I know you're fond of anonymous things, Trustee Strite, and we're moving on District 2.
All right, just wanted to make sure that the senior citizens know that we have our upcoming Community Health and Senior Safety Expo, sponsored by Oak Lawn Chamber of Commerce, the Oak Lawn Community Partnership, and the Village of Oak Lawn. It's this Thursday, April 16th, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., and it's going to be at the Oakview Senior Center at 5220 West 105th Street. Some of the programs that are going to be there is we will have the police and the fire department there. There's going to be a Ask Your Pharmacist question, Home Depot safety tips, blood pressure screening, blood sugar testing, hearing, pain management, definition of senior services for what seniors in the Village of Oak Lawn automatically get, including bus transportation. There'll be free spinal exam and more. If you need any more information, please call 708-424-8300. Secondly, the Second District Neighborhood Meeting is going to be on April 25th. That's a Saturday at 2 p.m. at Oak Lawn High School in the cafeteria. We will have all village staff on hand, and we'll be talking about Neighborhood Watch Program and safety in the neighborhoods. Plus, we'll be talking about the spring and summer road projects and infrastructure projects that are going to be hitting. And again, remember, children are out playing baseball, playing soccer. Please drive through the neighborhoods slowly, and that concludes my reports.
Excellent, thank you so much. And District 1?
No business.
Thank you. We're going to move on. Village Manager's Report. Larry?
Thank you, Mayor and Board. Just one item that I want to bring to your attention in your trustee information letter. We've been informed by Metra that they intend to close the railroad crossing on Cicero, and they're going to do so between on or about April 29th through through May 9th. I immediately alerted the Chamber of Commerce. I got in touch with our state representative. We've been talking to Metra. Concerned about this closing and any inconvenience to residents, to motorists, and also, most important, to businesses in that corridor. I specifically alerted Webb Chevrolet, Oak Lawn, Hilton, Haggerty Motors, and received quick communications from all three businesses. I urged them to feel free to get in touch with Metra as well as our state representative. My other concern has to do with the repaving of Cicero. We've had that as a priority from 87th to 95th, I believe now for 4 years, and we keep hearing that it's going to be done in this season. So my first question to Metra was, can you coordinate your work with the repaving of Cicero? Their answer was, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, in order to do the crossing, do you not have to communicate with IDOT? They said, yes, we do, and no one from IDOT brought it to our attention. So I have conveyed that to Representative Burke, who has been helpful in the past, and I'm sure she's looking into that. My concern is I believe that perhaps the fiscal state of Illinois and some of the actions taken by the governor, working with the legislature, may result in reducing the money spent on repaving and whatever is done, prioritizing it, and I don't feel comfortable right now that Oak Lawn is getting the priority they should. So I bring that to your attention because I know that board members will be going down to Springfield on or about April 29th on the Illinois Municipal League Lobbying Day, and that ought to be one of your priorities. When are we going to get Cicero repaved? It is in very bad shape. Thank you, Mayor, Board.
Excellent, thank you, Larry. Okay, we're on item, looks like item 11. This is a request to approve the Planning and Development Commission referral for variation from impervious surface requirement at 5320 West 90th Street. This was a 7-0 vote to approve petition number 2015-3, Keith O'Neill, petitioner in District 2.
Motion to approve?
Properly moved by trustee Oliniechek.
Second.
I'm going to give it to trustee Desmond. Any discussion here? Let's take that vote, please.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Strike?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, 7 tonight is ordinance 150828. This is an ordinance granting a variance from section 4-5A-7 of the Oak Lawn Village Code entitled Residential Flat Work and Impervious Surfaces to allow for the construction of an above-ground swimming pool at 5320 West 90th Street. May I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve?
Properly moved by trustee Oliniechek,
Second.
seconded by trustee Desmond. Any discussion? Let's take that vote, please.
Trustee Carberry? Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Strike?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Excellent. 8 tonight is ordinance 1508-29, an ordinance authorizing the sale of surplus personal property owned by the village. These are Oak Lawn Police Department seizure vehicles. May I have a motion on item 8, please?
Motion to approve.
Properly moved by trustee Vorder, seconded by trustee Carberry. Any discussion here? Let's take that vote, please.
Just for clarification, it's item 13.
Oh, 13, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Sorry. Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Strike?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes.
So here we are on 14, request to approve and direct the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners to promote 1 police lieutenant and 1 sergeant from the current eligibility list due to the retirement of Division Chief Tom Simon.
Motion to approve.
Properly moved by trustee Vorder,
Second.
seconded, I'm going to give it to trustee Oliniechek. Any discussion here? Please take the vote.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Strike?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 15 tonight is Resolution 1508-16, a resolution approving the bid of Gallagher Asphalt pursuant to the 2015 street resurfacing program. May I have a motion, please, on item 15?
Motion to approve.
Properly moved by trustee Carberry,
Second.
seconded by trustee Desmond. Any discussion? Let's take that vote, please.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Strike?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
16 tonight is Resolution 1508-17, a resolution approving the bid of suburban general construction pursuant to the 2015 water main replacement program. May I have a motion on 16, please?
Motion to approve?
Properly moved by trustee Oliniechek,
Second.
seconded by trustee Carberry. Any discussion here? Let's take that vote, please.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Strike?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes.
17 tonight is Resolution 1508-18, a resolution approving the bid of the Crowley Shepherd Asphalt Company for the 2015 supply of bituminous concrete materials. May I have a motion on 17, please?
Motion to approve?
Properly moved by trustee Oliniechek,
Second.
seconded by trustee Carberry. Any discussion here? Let's take that vote, please.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Strike?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. 18 is Resolution 150819, a resolution waiving the competitive bidding requirements and approving the bids of C&L Electric Supply and Helsel Jepperson for the 2015 supply of street light bulbs and electrical supplies. May I have a motion on item 18, please?
Motion to approve.
Properly moved by trustee Desmond.
And Madam Mayor, I'll second that motion.
Okay, second by trustee Carberry. And any discussion here?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan, raise your hand first.
Actually, I had a conversation with Chick today, and if that's okay with you, Chick, if you don't mind, can you come up to the microphone and kind of explaining what this whole bid is about, the ins and outs, because it is a bit different.
Okay. Thanks for being here tonight, Chick. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Could you state your name and title also, please?
Yes. Gerald Ciccarillo, Street Division Manager. Pretty simple process, and I don't want to simplify the process in that respect, but we had sealed bids, and we opened them. I'm sorry, let me get some dates here for you.
December 1st.
Yes, December 1st, we opened the bids. There were 3 bids. I then take the bids and read the amounts out, and then I take the packages back to my office, and I check the math. Believe it or not, people make mistakes. 2 of the 3 bidders had transposed numbers when they were doing the long math on their packages. So as you saw in the original memo I sent out, there were 2 corrected numbers. Now, this is a very competitive package. I won't lie. The board chose in December to table this and ask us to go back and try to bring some of the business to Oak Lawn vendors. One of the bidders was an Oak Lawn vendor. So I did that. I reached out to the competitive, what we thought was the lowest responsible bidder, and explained to them that we were trying to promote Oak Lawn businesses, put tax money back into Oak Lawn businesses. They understood that. They agreed that they had no problem with me splitting our bid package, which is what I did. I split it by bulbs and supplies. So what you see before you tonight is a result of that. I included emails from both companies with the package that they were agreeable to this, so there was no question on, everybody knew what was happening. In effect, I reran the numbers, and by splitting that package by bulbs and supplies, CNL's bid on the bulbs actually was $11,513, and Helsel Jefferson's, that portion of the package for Helsel Jefferson was $13,385. So in essence, what we've saved is $1,875 overall on the package. So, I defer to the board. I don't, Pat and I disagreed a little, not much, on the wording of the resolution. I don't believe that we're waiving the bidding. I believe we are choosing to choose portions of the packages that are best to meet our needs, to save money, and still provide services and provide product to our residents.
Okay.
Anybody have a questions?
Yes, Madam Mayor?
We have trustee Quinlan, then trustee Carberry, then trustee Warder, then trustee Olenichek, then trustee
Okay.
Desmond.
Just a couple.
Just to clarify, we do have an ordinance that we put in place years ago with the Village of Oak Lawn,
Yes.
where we were encouraging Oak Lawn businesses to come. And there was a certain percentage if they were higher on a bid, but in this case, what you're saying is they're actually lower, so that doesn't even come into play, the percentages, because they're not higher than any other bidders.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, thank you, Chick.
Trustee Carberry.
It's been, I'm good, Mayor. It's been clearly explained. Thanks, Chair.
Okay, trustee Warder.
Yeah, Chick, I want to thank you for that explanation because you changed my vote with it. Thank you.
Okay, trustee Olenichek.
Yeah, Madam Mayor, I have a couple issues with this. This transpired in December 1st. It is now into the month of April. And if you look at the information that was provided to us, it showed that the 3 companies that bid, one was incomplete or non-conforming. And in the whole time that I've been a trustee, those typically are put out of the whole bid process. And I'm all for trying to steer business into the village of Oak Lawn. But when you look at the bid packet, and Chick, have you done this before in the bid process in the last 10 years, where you've cherry-picked different parts of the bid, yes or no?
Yes,
And who have you done it for?
I've done it, I do it every year for our sign package, our sign bid package.
So that's an acceptable practice out there?
We've been doing it. I've never had anybody question it.
Okay.
And we used to actually,
So if that's an acceptable practice, then why do you put out bid packets for groups of stuff? Why don't you compartmentalize them?
and we can, I find that if I put it as a full package, the vendors tend to give you better pricing on the whole package than if I put it out as separate.
But if I were a vendor and I saw this full package, and let's say CNL looked at it and said, we can't bid on the full package, we might as well not bid at all, why would I adhere to the bidding process when at any time I could just throw a piece of the bid out there? And that's the concern that I have. I appreciate
Understood.
that we're doing the best that we can for the residents in the village of Oak Lawn, but why do we have a process that says that you have, when you look at the bidding process, it specifically states the dates, the times, the information, what you must provide, correct?
Correct.
So if a person is non-conforming, traditionally you would not consider them, correct?
Correct, which was my original recommendation back in December.
Okay, so then why didn't we just rebid it, open it up, so if somebody just wanted the light bulbs, they could have just bid on it? You're using basically stale bids in this whole thing.
Mayor, could I respond to that, please?
Certainly.
Thank you, Board. I'm
I
looking.
wasn't done yet, but
Okay, I'll yield to the trustee.
you're basically using stale bids in what you were doing here to our advantage. This time it worked out to our advantage, but my concern is, back over a couple of years ago, there was a non-conforming bid for a roofing project that went through, and there was tried to be cherry-picked on the whole thing, and it was, quite honestly, it caused a major investigation with some of the people that are sitting here elected, myself not one of them, but it makes us as a board look bad when we don't conform to what the bid packet says.
Mayor, may I please respond
Let's
at
see
this
if
time?
Trustee Oliniechek are you still?
I'm just trying to figure out that, is this going to be what we can expect as trustees moving forward, or are we going to conform to what the bid package should be?
And now I'm going to turn it over to our manager to respond.
Okay, thank you, Mayor and Board. Again, I'm looking at the minutes of your meeting, the board meeting of December 9th. Bids were opened on the 1st. Procedurally, we put the package and a recommendation before you. Mr. Ciccarello is correct. Public Works, with his superior, Director of Public Works, Director Steve Barrett, reached out to legal counsel, spoke to legal counsel to make sure we were acting procedurally correct like this board has done in the past. So what's before you tonight does comply with the law. It's not the first time you've waived bids, and I have those documents from 2010 in board action before me from prior meetings. In this specific case, we did recommend that the bid be awarded to Hessel Jefferson for the amount of $82,814.48 as the apparent lowest responsive bidder. And then the board had a discussion about promoting shop local, supporting local business, and we listened. You basically asked us to go and talk to the vendors, and Trustee Oliniechek moved, and it was seconded by Trustee Vorderer to postpone. There was no other direction or action taken by this board. So
Madam
based
Mayor, can I
upon that,
reply to that?
Just a moment, please.
Thank you, Mayor. So based upon that, there was exchange between individual board members. We got it clear. This new board was looking to do the best to seek and assist local business, buy local. We understand that, and we did our best. We reached out to a very responsible company that has worked with the village for, at least as I know, the last 15 years. Hessel Jefferson is a local Chicago Heights company, family-owned. They're competing with the big boys. Gray Bar was the other national bidder. Very, very aggressive, competitive bidding, as Chick mentioned. And we asked them, we said, would you be so kind to have us consider bifurcating or breaking up the bid to involve a local company. They said, absolutely, we get it. We're a Southland company, and we respect that in these economic times. So that's why it's before you. The administration will do whatever the board wants us to do. We don't have a vested interest other than trying to get products at the lowest competitive price. And in this case, breaking it up turned out not only to go local, but saved us $1,000 on an $82,000 bid. That's all, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee Oliniechek.
And all of his points are remiss with, did this board give you direction to break it up, yes or no?
Yes, they did.
So this board gave you direction.
Trustee, again.
Who on this board gave you direction? Because we did not vote on it, there was no direction. You make a correct point that this was tabled and we were asked to get competitive bids, but nowhere in the process did this board say that you are to bypass the legal process that's been set up in our ordinance to go ahead and get better bids.
Well, let me just say this, trustee, just like you sending me an email at 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock on a Friday night when I'm having dinner with my family, I respect that, I respond to you, and I do my job. And I do that for any trustee here who reaches out to me and speaks to me either during the week or through an email or any form of communication. And I then convey it to our management team, who has been told here to work 24/7, 7 days a week, and we do our very best to be responsive. In this particular case, the motivation from this board, I believe, was
So now we're on
well-founded.
motivation, it wasn't voted.
One at a
Motivation
time,
of doing the very best they can to seek purchases that are local, if it makes sense and it's competitive. Now, if I may, as long as we're on that item, let me refer, thank you, Village Clerk.
Trustee
Jane
Desmond
Quinlan.
also wanted to jump in at
I'm
some
still not
point, so-
finished. but
This
I'm waiting
is
for
from
it.
the minutes of the meeting, thank you, Jane, the meeting of 11/23/2010, where the board, and I will read, request permission to waive formal bidding process and order 2011 Chevrolet Tahoe vehicle from Webb Chevrolet, and the dollar amount, okay. I can go on and on, read from
Larry,
minutes.
you're-
We
but
tried to
your
go
board-
local.
Madam Mayor, his point is the board gave direction. My point is the board did not give direction and we did not vote on this. It turned out in our favor here, and no one's condemning the village people that were doing it. I am concerned that if this is considered acceptable by the village manager, we can't beg and choose how we put our ordinances and how we go ahead and make sure that we follow the ordinances.
Well-
And that's a concern.
Trustee Oliniechek, I reviewed the minutes, and they did not say rebid. Nowhere in the minutes does it say that.
But it does not say that. You would have to, I would assume that the
Yeah.
village, that
So-
the village staff would follow what village ordinance says and follow protocol. That's what I would assume.
Yeah, it's customary for purchases of vehicles. For purchases, we just purchase some safety equipment.
Mayor
those
Berry,
types of
nobody has
things.
an issue with,
And if you
even
could
if
let
a
me
bid
finish,
comes
please.
through,
If you
even
could
if
let
a
me
bid
finish,
comes through,
Trustee
nobody has an
Oliniechek.
issue with giving it to Oak Lawn.
Trustee Oliniechek, I have the floor. It's customary to do this. It's not out of the realm of what's been done. And now you have the floor.
Nobody has an issue with going ahead and following board direction, and that's the concern. We need to follow board direction, and the board did not direct, nor the board vote on moving that into supplemental bid process. It's the only point.
Yeah,
And if our village manager feels
the
that that's a
minutes
correct
do
way
not
of following our
reflect-
ordinance, I'm concerned.
Thank you. Trustee Desmond.
Yeah, I just have one question. The bid from CNL from the light bulbs, was that their original bid on the light bulbs, their portion?
Yes.
Okay, so they wouldn't have to rebid it, that was just their original bid, so,
The numbers that are reflected in the resolution before you are the original numbers from both original bids, yes.
right, okay, thanks.
Can I,
Thank you.
just one point, I mean, to what Alex is trying to say, I would like to suggest that moving forward on these types of bids, break it out. I mean, what was the name of the one company that you're explaining? Okay, Hensel Jefferson?
House, yes.
Okay, So they didn't say, well, if you're taking away part of this bid package, we're bumping our prices, right?
No, they did not.
Okay, so my suggestion would be moving forward, that we are very clear, and I would say this for every department, that we're very clear that we will pick and choose whoever's the lowest on certain sections, so,
We do that same thing for landscaping, Carol, so we do the cherry
Right.
picking. We just have to,
I'm just saying, if this will be our policy moving forward, I think what Alex is trying to say, let's just have it above board, have the bidders know this up front, that you may get section A and not get section B. And so if we have that clear, is that what your point is, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is-
Actually, oh, I'm sorry.
that bid packet did not read, it was all that you had to conform with the big packet. If you would have put that you can bid on A, you can bid on B, and you can bid on C, or you can bid on A, B, that would
Understood.
have been a lot clearer direction. And Chick, I know you're doing the best that you can. I understand what we want to get done, but there are people out there that believe that we're trying to take that $1,000 and put it in our own pocket, which nobody wants to do that. And that's why it has to be transparent. We have to follow our ordinances.
And
Understood.
Just
Actually,
to be
Pat-
clear, nothing is
Pat and I
not
had that same
transparent here.
conversation after we hammered out that this was all right, what we were doing. I suggested to Pat that next year I would do exactly what you suggested. We'll do it package A, package B, bid one, bid the other, bid them both.
And I think small businesses would appreciate that because you wouldn't have to have a huge warehouse to have all these different elements. You can bid out incrementally.
Right.
I think that's the point that we're trying to make, is make it open up for small businesses in the village of Oak Lawn. We've been successful with compartmentalizing or making the bid packets smaller. That's it.
Thank you. For example, some vehicles we purchase. We waive competitive bidding for vehicles if we can purchase them through Oak Lawn businesses at state negotiated rates. We can't purchase every vehicle, send every vehicle we purchase out to bid, because some of those vehicles are not made in Oak Lawn. You know, Pat, I'm gonna just ask you to weigh in a little on this. There are some questions of what we're doing. Is it, in your opinion, commonplace? Is it unusual? What are we doing?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. You guys as a board, you always have the right, by both state law and your own village code, to waive the competitive bidding requirements by a 2/3 vote of all trustees. So that's the first point. When you do vote on this, if there's a motion to approve and a following vote, there needs to be 4 affirmative yeses. So anytime you see that waiving competitive bidding, you need 4 affirmative votes. That's number one. I think it's important to remember when you're saying, you know, that is the term of art, waiving the competitive bidding requirements. But again, according to both state law and your own code, your bidding is twofold. The first fold is going out for sealed bids and receiving them. The second duty under the competitive bidding requirements is going to the lowest responsible bidder. So this was bid out, as you guys have all discussed. I think the facts are all on the table. I agree with everything said. The reason that we felt appropriate to go with that language, to specifically put in this resolution, is again the fact that it wasn't in the bid specs this time that the village had the right to choose one or the other or anything else that was out, anything else that was in the specs, i.e. choose bulbs only or electrical supplies. It's done in many bids. I know Brian Hannigan just mentioned, you do it for your landscaping, you do it for your trees. I would recommend that you do that going forward, or even, always, even have language in there just reserving the village's right to choose any of the quantities that are bid. So the reason you have the waiver of the competitive bidding language here is, again, it's not that it wasn't bid. It's just that you're choosing one portion of the bid where the bid didn't specify that the village had the right to choose any portion, and it was bid as a whole. That is what you're waiving. It's not the bid process itself. And again, I think it's justified in this instance based on the sum of money. But if you choose not to do that, there's not 4 votes. Your other options are to reject all bids or go ahead and award the whole package to Helsel Jefferson.
Thank you. How's your supply of light bulbs doing, Chick?
We're getting low.
So,
Yeah, we're a third of the way into the year.
okay.
Running low.
Trustee Warder, and then I'm going to call the vote.
Okay, I'd just like to say that this whole process has clarified the whole issue for me. When I got my agenda on Friday, I says, what is this? okay? And I've even had some conversation with the attorney on the whole issue. But the discussions that took place here, transparency has been done. And I think that's the purpose of a board, to have these discussions and get to this conclusion. I'm very comfortable with my vote now, and I think this meeting, okay, did that for me. Thank you. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Carol, for bringing, okay, Jack here to the meeting.
Thank you. With that, we're going to call the vote, please.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Straight?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Board.
Thank you. Okay, so we are on, looks like 19. This is Resolution 1508-20 for our 4th of July parade. May I have a motion, please, on item 19?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Properly moved by Trustee Vorderer,
Second.
seconded by Trustee Carberry. Any discussion here? Let's take the vote.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Straight?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. 20 tonight is a recommendation to award the repair of one 2006 International Cab chassis with a combination Vector Jetter sewer cleaner to Standard Equipment Company in the amount of $77,204 for the Department of Public Works Sewer Division. May I have a motion on item 20, please?
Motion to approve?
Properly moved by Trustee Oliniechek.
Second.
Second by Trustee Carberry. Any discussion? Excuse me. Please take the vote.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Straight?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes.
21 tonight is a request to approve the Special Events Commission referral for the summer concert and Fall on the Green band schedules. May I have a motion on item 21, please?
Move the motion to approve.
Properly moved by Trustee Desmond,
Second.
seconded by Trustee Vorderer. Any discussion here? Let's take the vote, please.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Straight?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion passes.
And please relay our thanks to the Special Events Committee for all their hard work. Thank you. 22 tonight, a request to approve, oops, we did that. 23, request to approve the Arts Commission referral for Acorns on Parade throughout the village of Oak Lawn. The Arts Commission is, of course, newly formed, and they are looking for approval of acorn sculptures throughout our village. They want to take that on as one of their first projects.
Motion to approve.
Properly moved by Trustee Vorder,
Second.
seconded by Trustee Carberry. Any discussion here?
I actually had a question. Because I didn't see any information on this. Like, who's funding this?
They would be self-funded.
Okay.
The Arts Commission has a modest budget.
Okay.
They are holding their first fundraiser next month, I believe towards the end of next month. They will get the prototype and then they will sell them and have the different, similar kind of to how the Centennial chairs were.
Okay.
Where people could sponsor a acorn and paint it, decorate it, have it on their property.
Okay.
And I believe, Mayor, that the commission is prepared at their next budget, our next board meeting to announce that
Yes.
fundraiser activity.
Yes, exactly. They're very excited about this.
Okay.
Thanks. Any other discussion? Let's take the vote, please.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Straight?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much, everyone. 24 tonight, Village Clerk's Report. Jane, you have the floor.
Right. Approval of semi-monthly disbursements, number 2015-07D, dated April 14th, 2015, in the amount of $6,441,841.96.
Thank you. May I have a motion, please, on item 24A?
Motion approved.
Properly moved by Trustee Quinlan,
Second.
seconded by Trustee Vorder. Any discussion here? Let's take that vote, please.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Straight?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee
Yes.
Oliniechek? Sorry, Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes. One more thing, Mayor. We have a new resident in Oak Lawn, 2-week-old Connell Patrick Quinlan, my 8th grandchild, and my 5th grandson in a row, and he's a District 5 resident, so
Very good.
very happy to have him.
Welcome. That's awesome. Great news. Thank you. Item 25, Village President's Report. Item 25A is a request to approve a Class FV, F like Frank, V like Victor liquor license. This is restaurant, beer, and wine only for Anna's Cafe LLC, doing business as Anna's Gaming and Euros at 10806 South Cicero Avenue in District 6. May I have a motion, please, on item 25A?
Madam Mayor, I'd like,
Trustee Carberry.
I'd like an opportunity, I'd like to make a motion to table this for tonight. I'd like an opportunity to
Postpone?
meet, or postpone, for, get an opportunity to meet with the landlord and
Okay.
get a good understanding of what his
Second
thoughts
that.
are.
Okay, so we have a motion to postpone till the next board meeting?
Yes.
Second.
Properly moved by trustee Carberry, already seconded by trustee Olenichek.
Do you guys want to postpone the ordinance after that as well, then, A and B?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Second.
So the motion is on for A and B. First moved by trustee Carberry, seconded by trustee Olenichek. Any discussion? Let's take that vote, please.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Border?
Yes.
Trustee Strite?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Olenichek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes.
25C is a request to approve the Class H, like Harold, restaurant, liquor, no bar permitted, and Class N, like Nancy, outdoor service areas, liquor licenses for Chipotle Mexican Grill, number 2556, located at 11018 South Cicero Avenue in District 5. May I have a motion on item 25C?
Make a motion to approve?
Properly moved by trustee Quinlan,
Second.
seconded by trustee Vorder. Any discussion?
Yeah, Madam Mayor.
Trustee Vorder.
I had some concerns when I saw the liquor license here, because of the gaming issue. I realized that we have a license now, Pat, that an H license, which prohibits gaming and still gives it liquor. I was questioning whether or not that was even legal under the state. Can we prohibit gaming? Once we give them a liquor license, don't they have a right to get the license, the gaming machines?
If I can. The way you guys structured your ordinances is you created a separate class under each pouring license, for example. That's why you see before that the FV. So if the state were to look, for example, when an applicant would come in and just request an H without HV, under our codes, they're not allowed to have video gaming. That is there's no case law on it yet. However, it's my opinion that, as a municipality, you have wide latitude to define your liquor licenses. So they are not permitted under Oak Lawn law, under that liquor license, to have video gaming. If an applicant did want video gaming, they can still go through the application process. They just have to go for the special, HV license or the FV. So when we went back and passed those, that's so this board would have the opportunity to see everybody who wants video gaming to come through, and you would know that they're specifically requesting video gaming in Oak Lawn.
Thank you. And just as a point of clarification, because I had my doubts, I did send a letter off to Chipotle's headquarters in Denver, Colorado, and they did respond back with an email saying that in some of their more exclusive Chipotle restaurants, they do serve margaritas and beer. I was very honored to have a exclusive Chipotle restaurant in Oak Lawn. But in none of their restaurants do they permit any kind of gambling or gaming, so corporate policy wouldn't allow it anyway.
Correct, and it would be, if they were to try to put them in, it would be a violation of their liquor license being just the Class H and the Class N.
Thank you for the clarification.
Excellent. Thank you very much, gentlemen. So we have a motion and we have a second. We have discussion. Any other discussion here? Let's take that vote, please. This is on number C.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Border?
Yes.
Trustee Strite?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Olenichek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. And then we have 25D, like David, ordinance 150831. This is an ordinance increasing the number of Class H and Class N, like Nancy, liquor licenses that can be issued in the village. Chipotle Mexican Grill, located at 11018 South Cicero Avenue. They have a motion on 25D, like David.
Motion to approve.
Properly moved by trustee Vorderer,
Second.
seconded by trustee Desmond. Any discussion here? Let's take that vote, please.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Border?
Yes.
Trustee Strite?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Olenichek?
Yes.
And Trustee Desmond? Motion
Thank
carries.
you. Under general village matters, I want to congratulate Trustee Desmond, Trustee Strite, and in our audience tonight, future Trustee Bud Stalker. Congratulations, and I want to thank the people who stood up and campaigned alongside them, but were not victorious. I think the more people participate in the process, the better it is. I also want to apologize, Trustee Strite, for my comment earlier regarding anonymous. It was, I guess, I get a little angry when people pick on staff at the board table. I think I was angry, and I am tired of it. The staff here being, they do what we direct them to do. They do it well. If there's concerns, is this really the forum to do that? I've seen them attacked during the campaign. Our police department in particular has been accused of, putting out misleading information and outright lies. I have a big problem with that. I would hope we are all more respectful of staff. If there are issues, discuss them with me, discuss them with management, discuss them with each other, but the board table is not the place to pick on staff. And with that, I'd like a motion to adjourn,
So moved.
please.
Apology
Thank you.
accepted.
You're welcome.
Can we get a hug?
I don't think so.
Come on now. Go on,
Alex
go
likes
hug.
hugs. He'll take one for me.
No hug?
Second to adjourn.
We need a second, please.
Second.
Properly moved by Trustee Oliniechek, seconded by Trustee Vorderer. Any discussion here? Let's take that
All
vote.
in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Motion adjourned. Thank you.